Did you know that your energy levels naturally rise and fall throughout the day? In fact, your body is masterful at rhythmic patterns. Many of us are familiar with REM sleep, which is part of the circadian rhythms, but less familiar with Ultradian cycles. These rhythmic patterns actually keep going all day long. They happen between 90 and 120 minutes, and they naturally cycle through periods of peak activity, whether it's mental activity or physical activity, and then a need for a restorative break. Sometimes that's resting, sometimes that's sleeping, sometimes it's just a little less activity. The analogy I like to use a lot is a surfer. If the surfer fights the wave, they can go under. But if they ride with the wave, they can actually just ride right on top of the water. Well, with our Ultradian cycles, if we start to notice and practice self-care with them, we can actually ride our own body's natural waves. Think of how your heart beats in a rhythmic pattern and your lungs breathe in a rhythmic pattern. Your brain and your body do that same rhythmic pattern, but in these longer cycles. Many of us have experienced Ultradian cycles without recognizing what is happening or knowing what to do with it. So if you've ever studied for a test and at first you felt like you were flowing and you were understanding the materials, you were doing a good job, and then you reach a point where it's like hitting a wall. When we push through, we're actually pushing through this rest cycle, which is when our body actually needs the repair work. A thing that I hear a lot from people who love to weightlift is that they're going to go to the gym and they're going to bulk up. Well, that is actually a misnomer, because when you go to the gym, you're not bulking up anything, you're actually tearing your muscles. Your muscles build and repair during rest, during actually sleeping. The same is true for the rest of our health. We go through these peak periods so we can learn this new thing or try this new thing, but it's a lot like going to the gym and lifting weights, where it feels like it's sort of taxing or tearing, and then our body naturally cycles through these sections of rest because it helps us to repair and be ready for that next time when our body is going to peak again. Noticing these natural ebbs and flows can actually help us create a better sense of healing and wellness for our bodies, because instead of fighting against ourselves and our natural cycles, we've actually started working with our natural cycles. For me and my healing journey, knowing these cycles and accommodating for these cycles was a game changer. I was able to put activities that required more mental strain in the time periods where I felt more energy, and activities that required more relaxation or didn't require any sort of mental or physical strain in times where I felt tired or I felt like I needed a nap or I was very distracted, because I started to recognize these cycles and allow myself to go into these rest periods, which created that repair work that naturally happens during what feels to us like a slump. So my invitation to you this week is that you start to notice your own cycles. Start to ask yourself what times of day you feel high energy, which times of day you feel this distractedness or this physical rest or slump, and start to ask how you can accommodate those.